So we're going to look at other skills questions now, other ones apart from, other numerical ones I should say, apart from percentages. I'm going to start with ratios. So for a ratio, what you want to do is identify the numbers first of all, the relevant numbers, and then you're going to simplify it down to what they always ask for, which is a simplified whole number ratio. We divide each side down by the same value. If there's a fraction or decimal though, you must multiply up before dividing down and simplifying each side. So for example, in this one there are decimals. Calculate the ratio of carbon dioxide in inhaled air to exhaled air from the following table as a simplified whole number ratio. So step one is to select the numbers in the correct order, and because the question says inhaled air to exhaled air, then we're going to have the inhaled air value first. And also it's important to note that we're going to completely ignore oxygen for this question because the question asks about carbon dioxide, so we could ignore those top two numbers. So that's part of the skill here, is selecting the right data, selecting the right numbers. We're then going to, because we have got decimals here, we're going to multiply up. Usually the easiest way to do this is to multiply up by 10 or by 100. In this case it's 100 because it goes down 2 decimal places. If it went to 3 decimal places, you'd multiply up by 1,000 and so on. So on one side it's 0.04, so we times that by 100 to get 4. On the other side it's 4.2 times 100, which is 420. Now we're ready to divide down to simplify it, and as you can see 4 goes into both numbers. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. And 420 divided by 4 is 105. So that is our solution. So that correct answer is 1 to 105. Averages on their own, a bit simpler. This is just a case of when we help to make our results more reliable. Improves reliability, remember from the last lesson. And to do that, we simply add the numbers together and divide by how many numbers there are, as with the example. However, in biology, more often or not, that's average change questions. So it's the change in the number of, and usually we'll look at these in a moment, these come to the headings per questions, but we can look at them as average change as well. So for example, calculate the average increase per year in the zebra mussel population between 1991 and 2003. My advice for these questions, as for the per questions, which are coming up later, is to always look at the units. In this case it's days per year per kilogram, that sort of thing. And in this case it will be per year. That's what they're asking for. So that means for 1 year. Now, from 1991 to 2003, how many years is that? Well, if you subtract one from the other, you get 12. It's best not to count the years. If I counted those individual lines that the years were on here, I would actually get 13, because remember, that's 91 there, that's 92 there, so the years are the bits in between. So always just subtract one from the other to get the actual number, and you can hopefully see from the numbers that that's going to be 12 years. The next question is, what is the change? And the complication with this question is that there is 2 lines. We're interested in the zebra mussel, and you can see from the key here, that's the solid line. The other wee clue is that it was an increase, so it's the one that's increasing we're interested in. So it goes from 0, and it goes up to this point here, which could easily be mistakenly read from this axis. Remember, we must read the solid line off the zebra mussel side. So we're going to take this number here, and we're going to go right back across to here, and we can see that number right there is 3,900. Okay, so that's what we're looking at that point there. Okay, so it's increased by 3,900 over 12 years. If you want to work what the average per year for 1 year would be, you simply take the 3,900 and you divide it by 12. Okay, so they have increased by 325 mussels per metre squared, and I should have added in there, sorry, per year. We're going to come on and look at per questions in the next little video. We've already said per means for one of. And we're going to look at these in 2 types of ways. Some questions where you're given the per value, and a second type of question where you have to actually work out what the per value is. Thank you.